Look, the main problem that I see with SOPs is not that people do not create them, because people are not lazy, right? It is that once they are created, nobody uses them, which is even worse than having no SOPs, because you have actually spent the time creating them, but then you are not reaping the rewards of that sacrifice. So in this video, we are gonna go through a process together. And this process is going to actually fix this. This is the process of creating the SOPs and the extra step that I see very few businesses take. That is the difference between SOPs being used and SOPs gathering dust. Let's get into it. Okay, so first, why do we need SOPs or standard operating procedures? For three main reasons. SOPs are the only way not to depend on the people that are working for you. If all the know-how and all the knowledge is documented, if people leave, and they will, you will have no problems replacing them because you are not losing any knowledge. The knowledge is already documented. Reason number two, to reduce the time that you spend training new people. I mean, just imagine if 80% of the things that someone does at their job is documented. Whenever you want to hire again for that same position, you can just hand over those documents to the new hire and you're going to have to do very little training. If you multiply this for every new position that you're going to hire for throughout the lifespan of your company, that's a lot of hours. And reason number three, your employees will actually enjoy working for your company much more because everything's organized and they know what they are expected to do, which will increase retention rates, aka they will leave your company less often and you will have to go through the training process much less often. Cool, so now that you're probably sold on why we need SOPs, let's see how we build them. And here I'm gonna show you a secret. There is a trick to understand which SOPs we need to build first. And this is creating our core process, the process that brings us the money, which is typically our customer journey. So the very first thing that we have to do is to actually define what is the customer journey. And this is going to help us because whenever we define all the steps that we need to make, every one of these steps is going to be one SOP that explains how to do that actual step. So for example, how to conduct a strategy call, how to send a questionnaire, how to do a mood boarding for the client, how to send the mood boarding to the client, how to, like, you get the gist, right? This is going to define which SOPs we actually need. And once we have defined which SOPs we need, we can go to Notion and actually create them. This is a real database that I use for my company, Systemify. And here we have all the different SOPs that we have inside of the business. I have already made a video explaining how to actually build these SOPs, but basically the way that I do it is I record myself doing the thing in the computer, I narrate what I'm doing, and then I take the transcript and use AI to build the SOP. That's the gist. But if you want a more in-depth view on how I do it, you can click the video somewhere or in the description of the video. After building all these SOPs, the issue that most people do is now they think, okay, how can I start organizing all these SOPs so my people can find them very easily? And while I think that I have mine quite organized, I never use this organization for anything because nobody is going to come to this database searching for anything. And that's the main reason why most SOPs fail, because nobody find them, nobody go look for them, because it's faster to ask someone. That's it. That's the whole reason. People prefer to use other people's time versus spending some time trying to look for the answer. So how do we fix this? Well, there is an extra step that we have to make in our system. But this starts with a question. Why does it take longer to find SOPs versus asking someone? Well, it's because the SOPs are not where they should be. They are not where they are going to be used. And when are they going to be used? Well, in tasks. If we have a task management system, you're managing everything that your team does on a daily basis through tasks. So what if we can make that those SOPs appear automatically in those tasks? Well, this is actually what we can do. Since we have everything in Notion, tasks and SOPs, doing this is very simple. I'm gonna show you how. Okay, so let's say that we have our projects database. This can be our clients database, whatever database that follows a process. So let's say that our clients have already converted and this is a project for a particular client. So since we have already standardized what we do for clients at which stage, which is what I showed you in the beginning of the video in that process map, we can then build automations inside of Notion. So let's say that whenever the status is planning, we're going to create the task plan project, for example. So go here to the automation, new automation, and then whenever the status is planning, then I'm just going to add page to the test database that says plan project, and then I'm gonna link it to the SOP that explains how to do it. I mean, you can imagine that is this SOP, for example. And if we even want to go a little bit further, we could automate who is the assignee depending on who is the project lead and all of this, but we're not going to do this in the video. So now whenever this task is going to be created, it's going to be linked to the SOP. So let's say that this project just went to the planning phase. So if we open it, the new task is going to get created, and there it is, plan project, and the SOP that explains how to do the task. So like this, whenever the person that needs to do this task gets it, so it's assigned, he's also going to have the SOP handy that explains how to do the task. So this is like the ultimate delegation system ever. So as a recap, first we have to define the process that we want to document. Then we document it. And then we build a system that creates all the tasks automatically and links them to the SOPs that explains how to do them. This is the only way that I have found that the SOPs are actually used. Because remember, nobody's going to go to your SOPs database trying to look for solutions. We need to make it easy for our employees to use the systems that we build. So all the effort that we are making in creating them is actually worth it. So if you want to see my SOP video series, I'm going to link it somewhere around here. And also I'm going to link it in the description of this video so you can dive a little bit deeper on how we do this in Systemify. And if you need help with anything, documentation, systems, and automation for your business, you can book a call with me and we can see if we can help your business. So well, that is it for this video, guys. And as always, hasta la próxima.